If everyone around you is clapping, be careful. You are in a danger zone. Friends comfort you with lies, but enemies destroy you with the truth. And sometimes, you need to be destroyed to build yourself back up stronger. Here is why you need a monster in your life. In the bustling city of Seattle, there lived a young, incredibly talented architect named Elias. Elias was the kind of person everyone loved. He was charming, kind, and possessed a natural gift for design that seemed effortless. By the age of 25, he had opened his own small firm. His circle of friends, a group of supportive and cheerful individuals, surrounded him constantly. They were his cheerleaders. Every time Elias drew a sketch, they would clap. Every time he designed a simple house, they would tell him he was the next Frank Lloyd Wright. They took him out for drinks, celebrated his mediocrity, and told him he was perfect, just the way he was. Elias felt good. It felt safe, and because he felt safe, he stopped growing. His designs became repetitive. He stopped taking risks. Why would he push himself when his world was already filled with applause? He was a king in a kingdom of blind followers. Then the storm arrived. His name was Sterling. Sterling was a rival architect who had just moved to the city from New York. He was cold, abrasive, and brutally honest. During a public design competition where Elias expected to win Isalé, Sterling walked up to Elias's display. The room went silent. Sterling looked at Elias's modèle comparable, standard design that his friends had praised for weeks, and he laughed. It wasn't a loud laugh, but a scoff of genuine pity. He looked Elias in the eye and said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "This is not architecture, Tissy Synap. You are designing boxers for people to sleep in, not homes for people to dream in. You are a waste of talent." Then Sterling unveiled his own design. It was sharp, dangerous, innovative, and breathtaking. Sterling won the competition by a landslide. Elias was crushed. For the first time in his life, the applause died. He went home that night, and his friends tried to comfort him. They said, "Don't listen to him, Elias. Sterling is just a jerk. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Your design was beautiful. We love it." But for the first time, their comfort felt like poison. Elias realized that his friends were feeding his ego, but Sterling had attacked his soul. That night, a fire was lit inside Elias that no friend could have ever sparked. It was the fire of anger, of shame, and of a desperate need to prove his enemy wrong. Elias became obsessed. He didn't sleep. He stopped going to happy hours. He stopped seeking validation. He pinned a photo of Sterling's winning design on his wall, right above his drafting table. Every time he felt tired, he looked at that design, and he heard Sterling's voice calling him a waste of talent. For 2 years, Elias disappeared into his work. He studied physics to make his structures defy gravity. He studied psychology to understand how light affects mood. He tore up 1,000 drafts. When his friends called to invite him to parties, he declined. They called him boring. They said he was working too hard. But Elias wasn't working for them anymore. He was working to defeat the man who said he couldn't. He was sharpening his skills against the stone of his enemy's criticism. The comfort zone was gone, replaced by a battlefield of innovation. Finally, the day of the National Architecture Expo arrived. The theme was the future. Elias walked in, looking tired but sharper than he had ever been. Sterling was there, surrounded by cameras, looking as arrogant as ever. When it was Elias's turn, he unveiled his masterpiece. It was a structure that seemed to float, a blend of glass and steel that caught the light in a way that made the building look like it was breathing. The crowd gasped. It was undeniable. It was genius. The judges didn't even need to deliberate. Elias won the highest honor of the decade. After the ceremony, amidst the flashing lights and the roar of applause, Elias found himself standing alone on the balcony, holding his trophy. His friends were downstairs, drinking champagne, ready to tell him, "We told you so," even though they hadn't seen him in months. The door to the balcony opened, and Sterling walked out. The two men stood in silence for a moment. Elias expected Sterling to be bitter, or perhaps to offer a fake apology. Instead, Sterling lit a cigarette, looked at the city skyline, and simply said, "You finally woke up." Elias looked at his rival, confused. Sterling continued, "2 years ago, I saw a kid with too much talent and too many friends telling him he was great. I knew that if I was nice to you, you would have stayed average forever. You didn't need a friend, Elias. You needed a monster. You needed someone to hate so that you could become someone worth fearing. Congratulations. You are finally a real architect." Sterling flicked his cigarette away and walked back inside, leaving Elias alone with the cold wind. Elias realized the profound truth in that moment. His friends had given him comfort, but his enemy had given him a career. His friends accepted him as he was, but his enemy demanded he become more. We spend our whole lives running away from conflict, looking for people who agree with us. But the truth is, a friend will tolerate your weakness, but an enemy will expose it, and only by exposing it can you fix it. If you have someone in your life who doubts you, who mocks you, or who competes with you, do not hate them. Thank them. They are the fuel to your fire. They are the mirror that shows you the ugly truth so you can turn it into something beautiful. Stop looking for a shoulder to cry on, and start looking for a rival to fight against. Because in the story of success, your friends are the audience, but your enemies are the ones who push you to become the star. This is Fable Aspire, reminding you that sometimes the best thing that can happen to you is someone betting against you.